Hello, my dear friends. It's Yuri Tsvetkov, and today I want to make the video about Nick Taylor. Who currently is the champion and the winner of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am tournament, which was finished last week. In many cases, it's quite a rare and very rare situation, because the Nick Taylor was like the or is like the little engine that cooled, because if we will study his statistics, it was not so much reasons to expect from him exactly winning, but I think maybe it's the compounded result which is relative with his long career in the golf, and currently all the stars were coming together and he received the results which he expected during all his life, and many colleagues from the Canada are also expected with him. So we are starting from the Nick Taylor, and to understand what the rare is how rare is this situation, I just starting from the brief look for his statistics of the previous season, of the 2019. So last season he was among 60 golfers with the scoring average, which were very close to 71. He have made official money less than $1 million and was only on the 123rd position, and he was the 120 in the FedEx Cup playoff points, and in the official Bolt ranking he was on the 255th position. So in this connection, it was not so highly reasonable to expect from him such a huge results which we have showed last week. How it was, and we are going to the page of the leaderboard of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, and trying to take a look for his statistics during those days. Unfortunately, we have not the full statistics about the strokes, again, just for 2 days. In this case, we will use those one which we have. So the driving accuracy in the first day and the driving distance was very good for him. Driving accuracy was 92.31%, so it was a huge result. He's mostly playing the approach strokes from the fairway, and it was converted in the very huge result in the green and regulation percentage, which were close to the 89%. In this connection, it was a reason why the first day was finished by the Nick with the one eagle and plus that 6 birdies, which is much more better than his average statistics. So he played -8, and he was on the screens, but nobody was sure that he could achieve so huge results. So in the second day, it was also a very useful day for him, and we have the full statistics for this day for the Nick Taylor, and his driving distance was very much more accurate, but meanwhile his result was -6 on this day. He was not bogey free, but he have made 7 pars, and the driving accuracy percentage was 71%, but greens and regulation percentage was 78%, which were very close to his best results and to results of the previous day. So stroke gain from putting was 3.6, so a very good advantage in the putting. So we can expect that the reason for his perfect game on the second day was his putting. Let's try to look is it so or not? So his first birdie was on the second hole, which was par 5. And we can see that he was very good, and after second stroke he was on the green, and he was on the green on the distance 13 foot and 7 inches, and he have very good reasons to make the eagle on this hole, and he finished just in 4 inches from to the hole, but he have made very easy and very wonderful birdie on this hole. On the next hole, which were par 4, he have made 300 yards driving stroke to the right fairway, and he have stayed just close to 100 yards to the hole, and he have made his putt from the 17 foot and 5 inches, and that was the very good advantage, and from this distance his probability of the first just one putt was approximately 20%, so he received a very good advantage from this putting. As we see, on the first 9 holes he was very good on his par 5s, and he was converted the par 5s in the par 4, so the 6th hole is a good example of that. 263 yards to the right fairway, the second stroke from the same distance to the green, and he was on the left fairway with just 76 foot to the hole. He have made not so bad approach for the green, maybe it was a pitch stroke, and he was in 20 foot and 3 inches to the hole, but it was not the distance which were guaranteed in one putt, and he have made this putt, and again he received advantage, maybe approximately 0.5 strokes on this hole, because the distance is quite critical for the many golfers. His bogey is very interesting. It was par 3. He was in the green side bunker after first stroke. He have made the send stroke from the bunker to the 14 feet and 6 inches, but it was not well enough to make one putting from this distance, and thanks to God he have made the putt from 6 foot and 3 inches, and by the 4th stroke he was on the hole. But it was not a problem for him, and he again used the advantage of the par 5 holes on the 40th hole. They went 293 yards to the right rough. It's not so easy task because the distance was 273 and he have played from the rough. But in this connection, the second stroke was not so huge. He was in 79 yards to the hole after that, and his putting again was brilliant, because his approach stroke was quite useful, mostly for the par but not for birdie, but he have converted the putting from 17 feet 11 inches in this stroke to the hole, and I think that he received advantage from this putting, approximately 0.5 strokes on this hole. Very good performance for the putting, even a huge performance for the putting. Much more easy for putting result on the 15th stroke, 15th hole, 275 yards to the left fairway, brilliant stroke, excellent approach from 122 yards to the hole, and easy putt from 4 foot and 5 inches. It seems that he received the good feedback from this hole, because 2 holes later he is making birdie on the par 3 strokes, par 3 hole. He have made a stroke from 169 yards to the green and 9 foot 4 inches putt. Also critical distance, not it's approximately 50% or maybe 60% the probability of the first stroke from such a distance, and this connection he received advantage nearly half of the stroke on this hole. And one more birdie on the 18th hole. I need to say that he was absolutely amazing and absolutely perfect in the par 5 holes this day. You see that his average score was 4, and he have made 4 birdies on par 5 holes. And in this connection, he received advantage which were necessary for him to have an excellent result for all 4 days, and he did it. So the 18th hole and 263 yards to the right fairway, 276 yards to the hole, and from 276 yards to the hole, he needs what's just 3 strokes to make a par. And again, it was made. You see that the second stroke was not so good, and I think that he have lost approximately 0.3, 0.5 strokes on the second stroke. But from 104 yards, he have made the approach on the green in 16 foot and to 1 inch to the hole, and for most players it will be not a distance for the one putt, but he have made one putt again, and it's exactly huge performance. It is very well describing why he have so huge advantage and he have gained so much strokes from the putting. 3.6, it's a huge result for the putting, for the strokes gained from the putting. So we are going to his short day. His was also good performance, but not so bad, not so good as those in the 2 previous days. But anyway, he have a leading position on in the last day. In the last day, it seems that he was much more nervous than before that. Because you see the driving distance, the average driving distance was very short. He have tried to play very accurate, but he was quarter accurate. But it was relative with the not so good conditions to attack in the greens, and his greens and regulations was just 61%, and it's showing that he was nervous, but not in putting. In putting, he still have a good advantage in the putting, and that was the reason for his winning. We see that in this day he have even double bogey, and he have 3 bogeys, but his eagle and 5 birdies have led him to win, and to win with very good preference, because in the last day not all the players who was the leaders had a huge golf as so good as they had before in the previous days. So we will try to take a look for the play-by-play, because you know that it's quite interesting to stay this video in the history for myself, even for myself, because it will be quite interesting to analyze how it was happened with the guy who was among in the short 100 of the strongest players on the world, and he have win such a huge tournament. So we are starting the game from the first 9. On the first 9 he had quite a good score, -4. It's -2. Excuse me. That's not so bad score. Okay. So his first birdie was on the 4th hole, 25 yards to the left fairway, just 21 yards to the hole. He's making it so good. It was made an average approach. You know that the proximity 30 foot and 7 inches. 13 foot and 7 inches is not so huge for such a distance, but he have converted it in the one putt again in such difficult tournaments in the 4th day, but he was very accurate and solid on the on this on the in the putting. So on the par 3, the fifth hole, he's making a stroke to the green from 200 yards and against making putt from 11 foot and 1 inch. On the next hole, he's making very important eagle for him. 276 yards to the left fairway, 239 yards to play. The stroke in the green side bunker, and from the green side bunker, from the 47 feet and 3 inches, he is making sanded 1 at sanded hole. It's a perfect. I didn't say it that currently it's amazing for me. But on the 8th hole, he is making he was made the bogey. Not so good stroke from the tee shot. Green side bunker 3. So it's something. In some cases, it was the taxes for his eagle on the 6th hole, isn't it? Because from the green side bunker he made 4 strokes. Oh, sorry, right? 1, 2, 3 strokes. And here he was novice in the putting also. 6 feet and 4 inches to the hole, and he was need 2 putts from this distance. On the 9th hole, 324 yards to the right fairway, 152 yards to hole. It's that it's the model plane of this hole, in my opinion. He's making a very huge approach into 154 yards to the green, 7 foot and 3 inches to the hole, and very reasonable, very excellent birdie. But after this, the bogeys and double bogey spirit was coming. You see that he was made a bogey on the 11th hole, on the 12th hole, and he have made the double bogey on the 14th hole. Now that I'm also looking for the positive results and the positive experience and the positive feedback in this connection, I will not look for those holes which were not so useful. So on the next hole, he have made the birdie again, 273 yards to the right fairway, 113 yards to the hole, and the perfect 1 putt from the 75 foot and 5 and 8 inches. Incredible performance. I think that it's near the 1 stroke advantage just from this putt, because the probability of the 1 putt from this distance is approximately 5% or something like that. And his last birdie from 178 yards to the green, 6 foot and 6 inches to the hole, and a reasonable and expected birdie. Very good performance, very good game, and very huge results. And currently we are going to see his statistics for the previous period, for the last year, to better understand how unexpected was this winning for him. We will take just a brief look, because you know that he's mostly average in the all components of the game, excluding putting. So not so highly interesting something in the driving, just maybe important statistics in the driving, that he is in driving distance. He is an average player, 111th position, and less than 300 yards. And this connection ski is not long hidden. So the driving accuracy percentage 61%. It's quite an average figure also. In the green and regulations, he is a little bit better than the average. 76%. It's a good statistics for this component of the game. In the sense safe pitch, the sense safe percentage, he is was poor, not so good player. So it's not so many interesting to see in the off the tee statistics. Approaches to the green. He's absolutely average also. Going for the green, 106 position. Going to the green, hits the green, 129 position. So everything is average, including the proximity to the hole. In the proximity to the hole, even not so good as the average, less than average. Approaches. Again, the average around the green, excuse me. Again, the average figures. Sand safe percentage, as we have seen before. Proximity to the hole is also less than average. Scrambling is not so bad. 60%, it's quite a good scrambling. But it's again a little bit better than average for the golfers. Scrambling from the fringe is also on this level, and the scrambling from the rough is also on this level. Scrambling from more than 30 yards is not a strong component of his game. It's not so good as other scrambling statistics. And the putting. And the putting is much more interesting. You see that, oh, excuse me. He is gaining additional strokes from putting, and he is among 40 strongest players in this component, so it's his good result. He is among 51 in the putting average. It's also a good result. Plus that in one putt percentage he is showing the better statistic than average players, and in 3 putt avoidance 2.5 he is also better than average. And critical, as in my opinion, because more strokes are making from this difference, critical results in the putting from 4 to 8 inches. 74% and the 12th position. It's quite a good result. It seems that it's his best position in the all components of the game which we have analyzed before. And this connection, this is the reason for his huge results on the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Because in the putting, he have received during the 2 days which we have analyzed, he received advantage approximately 6 strokes, and that was the reason for his winning. And the putting inside 10 feet, it's also approximately 89%, and it's at 24th position. And that is also show that this player, the Nick Tyler, is mostly he is mostly can be described as the putter, the strong putter mostly. So here we are. Oh, that's everything average. It's nothing so highly interesting to see. Oh, okay. Just last look for the par 3 scoring average. It's very close to the par, but more than par. Par 4 scoring average, 3.99. It's the par exactly. But it's quite a good position, 23rd. But so he was good in the par 4 playing, and the par 5 is not so good statistically, but 4.6. So we again see the rule. If you want to be the winner or the good player in the golf, what you need to do is just to play in the par 3 holes and par average, to play the par 4 holes at par average, and to play 4.5 approximately on the par 5. That is that this game is every first putt you need to play to the birdie, and every second in the par. So it was very interesting to analyze the results of the Nick Tyler, the little engine that cooled on the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, 2020. Thank you very much for your attention. Hope to see you on my channel. Have a good golf. Have a good day. Bye bye.